Hey everybody, are you ready to stop people pleasing? This is an EFT tapping script for you because so many times when we want to get out of the same way we're dealing with the same people over and over, we need help because we're afraid to change, right? It's scary to do something different. And I want to teach EFT the basics. So, number one is identify the problem. So, the problem is I'm afraid to have this conversation, or I'm afraid to speak up. Okay. Then I want to rate the intensity of my fear. How afraid am I from a 1 to 10? 10 being I am so afraid I'm not able to actually speak up. 1 is I'm feeling confident to speak up, right? So right now, rate the intensity of your fear around speaking up and having a conversation with somebody that you have in the past pushed down or completely hid from, right? The next thing is we're going to have a setup statement. Every EFT script has a setup statement, and it always starts with, even though I feel afraid, fill in the blank. It could be any negative emotion, even though I feel afraid to speak up. So it's good to be specific about what you're afraid of. Sometimes people feel afraid, but they're not sure about what. You can be vague, but when you do that, you're not getting the full effect as if you target an issue specifically. So just to simplify it, you want to have a negative feeling and then the reason. So the setup statement is, even though I feel afraid to speak up, I love and accept myself anyway. It's always going to be like, even though I feel, fill in the blank, I love and accept me anyway. That is the setup statement. You're going to always start EFT with the setup statement, and it's kind of giving you the acknowledgement of the negative thing that's going on and that it's okay. So it's like a little sandwich. And we're kind of using that to help the brain know both sides, and it kind of shifts some energy inside of our thought patterns. It kind of shifts us out of these limiting beliefs by saying, even though this is what's going on, it's okay. So even though I feel afraid to speak up, I love and accept me anyway. And then after you say that 3 times, tapping on your karate chop point, we are going to start going through the other acupressure points on the body. And while we're tapping on those places, you're going to follow me, you're going to repeat after me. I want to simplify this as much as I can. I also want you to get the benefit of what I do and what comes to my mind when I think of being afraid, especially about having a conversation that I know needs to happen and getting over that hump of being able to be authentic and sincere and true to myself versus being afraid of rejection and abandonment and starting a fight, right? So go ahead and tap along with me. Make sure you have the intensity of your fear around having the conversation, and then you start right here. Even though I feel afraid to speak up, I love and accept me anyway. Even though I feel afraid to speak up, I love and accept me anyway. Even though I feel afraid to speak up, I love and accept me anyway. Starting on the top of the head, I'm afraid to speak up. On your eyebrow, afraid. I'm just so afraid to have this conversation. I'm afraid. Underneath your eye, I'm afraid. The more you can think about what you're afraid of, you can say it out loud, you can say it in your mind. You're admitting and acknowledging the fear around speaking up and having a conversation. A C around your mouth so that you're tapping above your lip and below your lip. I am so afraid. I like using my tone and kind of getting myself kind of into it, like even acting like I am so afraid, like even closing my eyes while I'm tapping and really feeling the fear around having the conversation. I am so afraid. It is paralyzing. I just don't want to have the conversation. Underneath your armpit, I am so afraid. Back at your karate chop point, I am so afraid. That is one round. So we're going to do that again. I am so afraid. On your eyebrow, I'm so afraid of speaking up. On the side of your eye, I'm so afraid of having this conversation with this particular person. Underneath your eye, I'm so afraid. I can't speak up. A C around your mouth. I'm just so afraid. I am so afraid. Collarbone. I don't think I can speak up. It's so hard. And when I think about this person and talking, I just can't do it. I'm afraid. I just want to run away. I can't do it. Underneath your armpit. I might get rejected. It's just not worth it. I'm afraid. I'm not going to do it. It'll probably start a fight, and I'm afraid of that. And then they're going to be mad at me, and I'm afraid of that. So now we've pulled up the negative emotion. We're going to start tapping on the top of your head, and we're going to transition into some positive, relaxing statements. I give myself permission to change. On your eyebrow, I give myself permission to love and accept me. On the side of your eye, sometimes I hold back and I can choose to be open. I'm ready to be open and honest. Underneath your eye, I'm ready to be open and honest. A C around your mouth. I'm ready to relax my body. On your clavicle, I'm ready to calm my mind. On your armpit, I speak from a grounded place. Karate chop, I use my voice for good. On the top of your head, I feel calm and ready to speak. On your eye, I'm confident to say what I mean. On the side of your eye, I'm ready to speak. Underneath your eye, I feel confident enough to speak. I express myself openly and authentically. So see around your mouth, I express myself. On your clavicle, I speak from this grounded place. Under your arm, I trust in my ability to overcome. On your karate chop point, I'm relaxed to speak up. And then I'm going to have you gently stop tapping. Take a deep breath in. And as you're blowing out, check in with your body. And the last step is to rate the intensity of that fear of speaking up. So any movement downward is moving in the right direction. If it is the same or higher, it means that we need to keep connecting, keep tapping, and that you really want to bring up the emotion and then really see yourself feeling more confident. And you're going to want to wait to go into the positive statements until you actually feel in your body that you're calming. If you need to keep tapping on the negative, that is absolutely what your body is signaling you to do, and that's where you want to start. So that's all EFT is. It is a setup statement 3 times on your karate chop point. It's tapping on those points 2 to 3 rounds and then checking back in with yourself and seeing if anything is shifting and changing. And remember, if you're not getting anywhere, it's okay to ask for help. You can't hurt yourself, but if you're not getting anywhere, that can be frustrating as well. And so my gift to you and my hope for you is that you would keep practicing EFT. And if you aren't getting the results that you want, please ask for help. Help is available. And people, especially you, my friend, are worthy and deserving of the help and the healing right now, today. You can be healed. You can be loved. You can be in acceptance. And I wish that for you. That is my blessing for you.